Welcome to the AWcast, the Audio Withdrawal Music Podcast. We've got some heartbreaking news that you'll probably already aware of, some sick upcoming tracks to drop, and co-host, Octavia. Say hi.
Hello. Great to be here.
Yeah, great to have you. Great to have you. Without further ado, let's just jump right into the fucking news, dude. Philip DeFranco style. We got Daft Punk. They are retired as shit. They went out with a bang, literally, in their thing they posted called Epilogue, if you saw that. What do you think about Daft Punk retiring, Tavi?
I think it was probably a long time coming. They've definitely been in the industry for quite a while. And beside the fact they hadn't really released an album in around 8 years, I think it was a very good way to go out. I think the video Epilogue was just a very well made and well thought out video, and definitely a good way to have Daft Punk go out.
Yeah. Like, honestly, what was their last album? Random Access Memories?
Yeah.
And RAM. That was such a good, like, concept piece album that,
Yeah.
like, just was, like, a very, very good, like, tribute to, like, the music they liked and, like, them as a whole. It was like, fuck, that's a good spot to end it on.
Absolutely was a banger of an album. Definitely, had some really great hits in it that put them back on the map.
Yeah, they did. They also did that thing, Starboy with Weekend.
They did
So
do
maybe that was
that.
more
Yep.
recent. But fucking pop stuff. No, that song's alright. No, they yeah, man, they're legends. Definitely grew up on them. They're so, like, repetitive, but, like, their live shows are actually really dope. How they, like, mix 4 of their songs together. If you've ever heard any of those, I think they did like some, like, Alive was like their live album. That shit slaps hard as fuck.
Definitely pioneers in the industry. I mean, a lot of people have based their style off of Daft Punk.
Yeah, they're founders, man. They're the OGs.
The OGs.
Also, they're like super good at sampling shit too, which I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
There's some music I'm putting in the secret links. That's just like all the different samples they do, from like funk to like just like R&B, old school, like a lot of like
do it
70s,
all.
60s.
They cross many boundaries.
Yeah, it's fucking cool, man. So they're daft as hell. Now they're done as hell. I like watching them blow up. Apparently that video is from like a different music video they did or something, like way back when. But I don't know, because I've seen it before in a video that's posted before this.
Probably paying homage to it.
Yeah. They're so lazy. They can't even film a new video for their departure.
For their departure.
What the hell, man? Aren't they French?
Yeah. The French are very, very well known for giving up.
There you go. About time, dog. About, what, 70 years too late?
70 years too late. But yeah, they definitely did have a very long career. I'm pretty sure it spanned almost 25 years. They started making music early 90s, I believe.
So. Yeah, they formed in 93, looks like.
93.
So do one more time.
28 years?
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's a very, very long music career.
That's too long. And it's better, like, whenever artists, like, when they get to that crux of, like, oh, do we just do new stuff, or do you, like, burn out or whatever, it's like, I don't know. It depends on the artist, but, like, Daft Punk, I'm sure they're like, yeah, it's better to just, like, cut it off here.
Yeah, and they're definitely getting older, maybe just probably want to retire.
Yeah, because, like, old bands, like, from the 70s and 60s and stuff, even them, they're like they're coming out with new albums, and like people don't like the new albums, they only listen to like the old tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, well, if you still love doing the music, sure, go for it, but
quit while you're ahead.
Yeah, exactly. I think they realized they said all they wanted to or needed to, and they would just probably get stale if they didn't, maybe they'll do like single pieces too, like they'll branch off into their own thing,
maybe.
So we'll see. Ripping them, a moment of silence for them. Okay, that's good. We also got New cryptocurrency is huge in the freaking news. Apparently, musicians are getting really into it. I know I kind of glossed over this thing.
Yeah, those
NFTs.
NFTs, I believe, are like virtual kind of pictures.
Yeah. So it's like the Dogecoin thing or Bitcoin where people will actually or like meme currencies where people will get pictures or a physical copy that's unique to them or whatever
Hmm.
from artists. So and they're using it as like a CS:GO case kind of thing. So it's
Yeah.
like
I've seen
uh,
it. I've seen it happening on Twitter too, where you can actually purchase tweets.
oh yeah.
The weirdest thing. I mean, we're going into a digital age
Yeah.
where
It's
everything.
like it used to be purchasing stars
Oh
back in
yeah.
the day. Be
I
like,
mean,
I
it,
own
it
this
does
star.
seem
It's like, no,
very
you fucking
similar
don't.
to buying an item in CS:GO.
Yeah. But if you can actually have that physical like encryption of like a tweet or something like tangible, then I guess it can have value.
I guess
Uh,
so. Obviously,
yeah.
it's people are paying money for it.
Yeah.
Um, Bring
Well,
up the
kind of like
article
this.
real quick.
This
Grimes auctioned off 5.8 million worth of digital art pieces within 20 minutes. I mean,
not
that's
bad.
crazy. No, yeah, definitely
Talk
not
about
bad.
fucking merch, dude.
Not where I'd spend my money, but good for the people who've bought that. Hope
Yeah.
them well in their investment.
Honestly, when like because musicians can't really tour right now, like it's good to have some sort of venue where you can get
Yeah,
artwork out to
absolutely want to
people.
support musicians through the pandemic.
Yeah. Just not Grimes, because
Just not Grimes.
her husband's fucking Elon Musk. So no, she's pretty chill. Art Angels, love that album. Good stuff. No, yeah, I'd say more people should get into this for sure. But it feels like it's more of like the elite artists would be able to sell this and auction
Oh
off it,
yeah, it
especially at
seems
those
like
rates.
those, I don't know, art auctions that I myself could never get into.
Yeah, but also like because if like indie artists and stuff start like because I've seen them start selling cassettes and like vinyls and stuff. If they
Oh yeah,
tag on some sort of crypto into there and then have like the value of that, I'm sure there's a way to do that.
that could
But like I
be,
said, I
yeah.
loosely read the article.
And especially these early NFTs that are being sold, I'm sure they're just gonna be worth more money in the future.
Yeah, yeah, it's all an
'Cause
investment,
it's
man.
the beginning of a new idea.
Yeah, that's good. Let's see. Yeah, it feels like like since the GameStop thing, everyone started getting on that digital currency shit.
Oh
Like,
yeah. I mean, everybody's seen the potential in it and that any random everyday Joe can get into it.
yeah. Until they can't, until they get fucked, like a lot of people did,
Yeah, well,
by just staying in it. But hey, um, yeah, I'd say fuck it. This is the future. Also in the news, there was a lot of Grammy stuff, but I just don't think we really give half a fuck about
ew,
those. So
gross
it'd be yeah,
Grammys.
yeah. It's all just pop, like iTunes top 40 nonsense. That it's like, oh, this label paid the most to have their artist featured, so good for them. Pat them on the back. Same thing as like the Emmys or any of those elitist bullshit things.
Blah blah
So
blah. Normal
I do
person
it
does
every
not
year.
care about the Grammys.
Correct. Yeah, but hey man, you got a gold statue, so good for you.
Here you go. There's
Speak.
a gold record player.
You got a gold. Go ahead. Yeah, you get frankincense and myrrh for the Christian.
I
The
don't
Christian
think there's
recommendations
anything
rock.
Christian about the Grammys.
Oh no, no, they're despicable.
Lizard
These
people.
these Hollywood lizards. Well, lizards can be Christians too. Come on now, we don't
That's
shame.
true. Yeah, we don't
As long
shame
as you
here.
believe in J. Christy, Big J. Christy. But speaking of pop artists, Justin Bieber, fucking killing it, trying to steal Justice's cross logo. That's pretty dope. Apparently they're on the same label too, Justice and Justin Bieber. So
I
like the
was
art.
pretty skeptical before I looked at the article, but
Mm-hmm.
looking at Justin Bieber's new album cover, I mean, it's pretty blatantly obvious. I mean, the album is called Justice, and it uses the absolute same cross that Justice uses in almost all of their album artwork.
Yeah, especially that like live setup he has with like the glowing cross. Like that was a huge staple for Justice. But it's like, and they also talked about it before. I think they were talking about like rights or something. I'm not sure exactly. There's people that are more informed on it. There's an Anthony Fantano video out there that explains it better probably. But like, you know, Justin Bieber, so Justice, Justin, that kind of makes sense. And maybe he's doing a religious spin, so he has the cross. I guess it makes sense, but it just feels like it's like, he knows he knows what Justice is, who they are.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, like those. I don't know. It might just be some publicity stunt to get more eyes on the album, but honestly, because it's this close to an album release, going through like a cease and desist lawsuit about it, that's gonna fuck up his sales or fuck up
absolutely
the whole, like, drop. So yeah, it seems pretty blatant, but I don't know, man. Jay Beeps, he's just trying to stay in the news. That's what you got to do. You got to stay relevant.
JB, you know, trying to stay relevant in 2021.
Yeah. Man, I really hope, you know, I'm glad this went through the justice system.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hope Justice receives some justice in the blatant, you know, plagiarism.
Yeah.
Stealing of their
justice for justice. Everyone, hashtag justice for justice.
Hashtag justice for justice.
I want to get this shit trending. I want it's a DANCE instead of BABIE.
DANCE over to the social media and tweet justice for justice.
I want fucking Justin for prison, dude.
Justin for prison.
Release the emails, Justin. Yeah. Ooh, also, speaking of old artists, really old artists, Mozart. He was apparently some old music of his was buried and got rediscovered. Tavi was telling me about this. He knows a lot more. What's up with this? Little Mozart pieces.
Yeah, a new piece of Mozart's music was found recently. I believe it was unearthed in 2018. And they played it live for the 265th anniversary of Mozart's birthday. It is called Allegro in D, and it was played on January 27th of this year by, I'm going to butcher this name, Song Jin Cho, who seems to be a world-renowned piano player. So it's just very cool that 250 years later we are still finding new music from these very old influential artists.
Yeah, I'm just glad Song Jin took time to take a break from his K-pop band to.
Well, he seems to be, a very good piano player. I got to hear a snippet of it, and it was, absolutely beautiful piano work.
That's good. Yeah, let's see if we could play half of a second of it.
Half a second. Don't get copyright rated.
Okay, there's half a second done. And Tavi was talking over it, so hopefully we won't get copy struck, but we'll see. Yeah, Allegro and D's nuts, bro. That's fucking unearthed. I bet. I just imagine like Mozart just in his grave, just clutching these. When they say de-earthed, it's like he's just clutching this last piece of music, and they dug up his grave and found it. They had to break it from his cold, dead hands.
Cold, dead hands.
He's dead, boy. No, that's cool, man. It's like who was it? Like, it's like the Mac Miller tapes. Like after he died, like he recorded some stuff and they like polished it up and produced it or whatever.
Oh yeah, but this is 265 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe they're still. I don't know if they still are, but they were releasing Juice WRLD and XXXTentacion.
Oh yeah, same with
their
those
death.
guys. Yeah, that's true because they like recorded some stuff and yeah, it's all just.
Gonna try to release it as slow as possible.
Yeah.
Keep the memory alive.
Keep the money going in for the label more like.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, there's that side too. I like to be a little more optimistic.
Yeah. I am actually kind of curious about because like genuinely like Mozart music and music that is of the era, the Baroque, the classical, all those is in the public domain. If the public domain actually applies to this new song that came out because it was written back then. It's like, of course, the recordings that are performed, you know, and within the within the public domain are still copyrighted. The recordings themselves, but is the piece of music copyrighted because it was written way back then.
Yeah, I
So
actually don't
curious.
know all the legal stuff on that. I would probably.
You're a lawyer, Tabby.
I'm
You should
not a
know these things.
lawyer. I would assume I would assume it's probably in the public domain just because it was written so long ago.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But it might
I'd
be,
hope.
I believe, the foundation that put on the concert. I mean, they could possibly also own the rights to the music.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. There's a copyright on in the YouTube video at least
Yeah,
for
I
Sanjin Cho,
believe it was
but I'm sure it's just the
Universal Music
recording.
Group.
Oh yeah, UMG. UMG gets like everything. It's
They
ridiculous.
do. They have a monopoly on a lot of stuff.
Dude, even when I released the Wicker album, like there were some samples from like a stand-up show from Bill Hicks that got UMG'd, and then I
Oh wow.
actually fought the copyright and was like, yeah, no, it's recreated the work, like the album's actually produced and everything, and they got rid of the copyright, but I had to actually, but like the YouTube bot picked up on it and said it was a UMG copyright.
Mm.
So interesting how those things work. But hey, at least I don't get a cease and desist. So
No
not like
UMG
thieves.
showing up at your house.
Yeah, that's with bats with nails in them. All right, so there are some new music drops. Past the news, we got some new albums. I'll just run through pretty quickly. Just ones of note. You know, we're not going to list all the new albums that dropped, but Daniel Harle, I guess that's how you say it, released an album Harlecore. It's old school electronic vibes, like nightcore, DMD, hardstyle, trance, stuff like that. He's pretty intense, like violent music. I love it. So like really heavy hitting electronic. And then also Denzel Curry and Kenny Beats released an album, which is Unlocked 1.5. It's more heavier rap beat bangers and old school style. A few singles to note: Tyler the Creator, Tell Me How. He did like a Coca-Cola commercial, I guess. I have no idea if it's an actual advert for the company. Even if it is, it didn't really want to make me drink it because he's just like, oh, it's cola. He doesn't say if it's good or anything about it.
Hey, it's Coca-Cola being less white.
Yeah, it's Coca-Cola reaching out to the hip-hop community. And apparently the gay community too, because Tyler be on that rainbow shit. Let's see, Idols released a new single, Peace Signs. They're heavy punk rock vibes of Idols. We've reviewed them before in the past. They got the energy, the anger aesthetic of them to a whole new level. Everything released SUPERNORMAL. It's a rock track. Music video is pretty legendary, and the track is slapping. Laura Less from 100 Gex fame released a track Haunted, and it's just classic Gex, so if you like them, check that out. Young Skrrt released Poppin' Pokemon, which is light noise rap trap kind of track, and he do be poppin' Pokemon though. He had it's just kind of a meme song, but mumble rap vibes. And then last two, or I guess last one, and then we want to talk about a bit of Pokey that we covered last time, but with Tavi this time. Joywave released After Coffee, which is chill atmospheric vibes, but also Tavi listened to this one with me as well. What do you think of the Joywave Coffee song?
I think it's just a very chill, relaxing song, as Joywave tends to do. Very, very floaty lyrics. And just, another great, solid song by Joywave.
Yeah, it feels very like it's all about just like breakfast and deep thought. It's like it's the
Some
kind of track Koji would like because it's like the synth is that synth wave or like lo-fi wave or something? Just
I'd
very
give it
floaty
more
synths, like you were
lo-fi
saying.
vibes.
Yeah, which is yeah, it's just very calm, and the chorus is like really, hooky and catchy. I really like it. That's just a comfortable song. It's something you can just wrap yourself up in a blanket and shoot out to, or
And
just have
drink some
breakfast to every
coffee.
morning. Yeah, every morning you drink coffee with this Joywave track, and you'll have a good day. Contemplate existence, and yeah, say, what am I doing with my life? Every morning, do that with the coffee, and the joy, and the wave. Make some waves in your coffee.
Wave joy.
Wave joy. Wave give me joy.
Coffee
I want to go
after.
to ocean. It's true. After kafefe.
After Kofefe.
What comes after kafefe? Impeachment.
Oh,
No,
oh,
this is
oh.
not a political podcast. Let's. There's one thing. Yeah, we talked about the Pokemon drop by fucking who's the boy?
Post Malone.
Post Malone. The Poke Post by Post. We talked about it last time, but Tavi also checked it out, and he's got a few words to say for Mr. Post.
If you ever scraped a fork onto a plate, that's kind of what it did to my ears. That is what it sounded like. It was. I don't think Post Malone had released anything in a while. He seemed to have dropped off the radar for a little while, and then puts that out. I don't know what he was going for there. I don't know if it was something with Nintendo, but just not good, not great.
Yeah, I definitely gotta agree. It's not that great of a track. I do think he did like an EP maybe a year before or something, but
Yeah,
that was
but not
actually
putting
more.
out as much music as he was back in, I would say, 2019. I mean, 2019, Post Malone was kind of on top of the world.
Yeah, I mean honestly, fuck it. If I was in an artist position and Pokemon came to me and was like, "Hey, we're doing a 25 anniversary, write a song," I'd be like, "Fuck yeah!" But there's no way they didn't have like heavy control over the
And
music and
it's
everything.
crazy that out of everyone they could choose, they chose Post Malone. I just think a very, very weird artist choice.
Yeah, especially because like in Japan, it's really bad to have tattoos because
Mm-hmm.
they think you're in Yakuza. You can't even go to bathhouses and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he's just fucking inked up head to toe, and kind of interesting. Also, he's like, I don't know, I said this last time, but his like cartoon avatar for the music video looks terrible in the Pokemon world.
Oh yeah.
That was just the
Just
most uncanny valley bad. Did not.
don't get me wrong. I absolutely do love Post Malone. Don't
That
know,
was a bad move.
just don't know what that was.
Yeah, honestly, as a person, Post is like the sweetest, like best, like most chill
Absolutely.
dude. And
100% agree.
yeah, and I dig some of his songs, but yeah, this is a bad bad Malone. We put him in the
Bad
corner.
Malone. Go back to the studio.
Get fucking wrecked. All right, there is. Let's move on to the new. I guess it's still kind of a newer segment we have that Koji recommended. It's genre bender. I almost said gender bender. That'd be a
I
little
almost heard that. Yep.
genre bender. So basically, we take like a track that's a little weird, and we try to figure out what's going on with it, break it down, and see what's going on. So I picked a noise track by Tom Cadillac. It's number 3. I got it up here. I'll play some of it. It's like a 10-minute track. Hope this picks up. It's in the album In the City While They Slept. And I guess there's multiple. Oh, this is number 1. Okay. Number 3 is the one I was talking about. It's 2 minutes 49. But it's kind of like a concept album, so you can listen to any. Oh. But will it blend? And I guess it doesn't want to play. there's kind of a preview. You can check out any of the links to these or anything in the description of the video, but it's a really like intense destruction and noise track kind of thing. And apparently it's part of a soundtrack to like a cheap zombie documental, according to the Bandcamp page. So there's just like a lot of aggressive stuff going on, and I guess it lines up with some like indie experimental documentary kind of thing. So yeah, I probably could have dug a little more into it, but it's really weird, raunchy.
Very, foreboding, I guess, kind of horror vibes come from it.
Mm-hmm. It makes you feel like a zombie. It makes you feel like Spider-Man.
You feel like I'm in a city that is collapsing in on itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the sound design for it's really cool. That's
sounds kind of like steel beams being snapped.
Yeah, like industrial.
Yep. Sounds of a factory, maybe.
Yeah, like chimes and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of like 9 Inch Nails-y industrial, but just more like machines and factory and like metal. And yeah, very aggressive, very clipping the redlining speaker kind of thing. So that's that. So that's a little bit of a genre something bender.
Genre
don't
bender.
Want to get canceled. A genre bender. We'll do. Yeah, we like doing 1 or 2 each episode. I guess we're testing out new things in the podcast. Fuck, some work, some don't. But yeah. So yeah, if you like that weird shit, then check them out. Tom Cadillac with number 3. I guess every song in that album is just named 1, 2, 3, 4 to 8. But yeah. Okay, let's move on to the Campfire, another new-ish segment. I have a few picks here. I got a progressive entrancing Middle Eastern noodling jam kind of thing from Jey C. Meyer. And it's his album Alive on the 2021 308, so I'm sure it's just from a live set he did. And he's like, I don't want to name this shit. But he just made an album out of it. Let's see if we can skip through, but probably not because my app's not liking that at all. And I hope none of these get us copystrike, but maybe like the Middle Eastern instrumentation and stuff.
Yeah, definitely makes me feel like I'm in a bazaar or something in the Middle East. A market.
Dude, new Call of Duty soundtrack.
Definitely gives off, Aladdin vibes.
Yeah.
Or, Middle Eastern.
It's like, string percussion, stuff like that. Check out the second track as well. Yeah, it was recorded all live, but just heavy droning strings, and all the scales they're using are very Middle Eastern vibe.
It really reminds me of Arma 2 Operation Arrowhead's menu music.
Yeah.
Sounds very, very similar.
I'm sure, yeah, they get the inspiration and the vibes from that style of cultural music.
Oh yeah, it makes me wanna just suck down on a hookah hose.
Oh yeah, and just jam to those.
Jam to those Middle Eastern beats.
Yeah, lo-fi Middle Eastern beats.
Lo-fi beats to smoke hookah to.
Hell yeah! Speaking of lo-fi beats, we have Shy Weatherman with a Sunrise Aries tape, which is just like that. Ooh. It's very much like one of those YouTube playlists you'd see is like lo-fi beats to do your homework to. You fucking
to chill / study to.
Yeah, chill, study. Or like Bring Me the Horizon and say chill, study, smoke, vibe, that, and 20 other things. Just a lo-fi boy. See, that's a cool one. I went kind of out of order with this, but I tried to segue it somehow. But yeah, very relaxing, good like background music. No lyrics, just jams. I think. Let's see. So yeah, Shy Weatherman with the fucking jams. Sunrise Aries. Check that out. Link in description as well. Last one we got is just some indie jams and minimal beats from Lone Elm. I like the artwork for this one.
Oh yeah, very fractal.
Very trippy. A lot of lines and colors. Yeah, this is more of a concept, or I guess not really a concept album, but it's got some good stuff. Warp Speed's my favorite track, so I'll put that one on. It's very garage rock. But yeah, they don't have lyrics either. It's just, just jamming. Yeah, it seems like all of their albums are very geometry based too for the artwork.
Yeah, definitely starts off weird, but kicks into a pretty good banger.
Yeah. Slamming. It's a fun, like, song titles and stuff. Just, okay, now what is this one? Oh, it's from into garage rock, I guess. And it seems like a lot of these Bandcamp posts I notice, like, normally albums and music stuff gets, like, capitalized for everything, but these more like indie things, they just have everything in lowercase for the album titles and everything.
Oh yeah, I see that definitely with a lot of indie groups.
I guess it's original. I don't know if they're doing it consciously or not, but it just seems kind of
At this
funny.
point, so many people do it, it's not too original, but it does give off that very indie vibe.
Yeah, you know what you're getting into. So yeah, check these boys out if you like that. If you like what you heard, the Lone Elm, and their self-titled album, Lone Elm. I will cut out for the last podcast album recommendation because we didn't have time to listen to it together, but I'll just do a track breakdown and I'll cut it here. We're gonna clap to. Okay, this is going to be the album recommendation breakdown for Bibio, Sleep on the Wing. We are Tavi-less for this one, but hey, we're going to go through this. This was actually recommended by Koji a while back. He can't make it that well anymore, but let's just go through each track. Track number 1, Sleep on the Wing. It's an absolutely breathtaking countryside bliss type track. Honestly, it sets up the album with hopeful and welcoming vibes. It has gentle instruments like acoustic strings, bowed and plucked, and honestly, it's one of my favorite songs on the album. I still honestly have this song stuck in my head every time I hear it. Like, I hear it just every so often. Like, that, yeah, it's just such a beautiful, like, just the first little riff there is just amazing. Second track is A Couple Swim. It has the same gentle energies as before, this time without lyrics, but it's a driving low pluck to venture you across the landscape. And it's kind of like a visual thing. You feel like you're going across the landscape here. Like floating across on the wing. Asleep on the wing, as it says. Track 3, Light Spout Hollow. It's opening with a babbling brook, some fidelity crush with nature in the background. Kind of brings back the nostalgic edge of old like Magnavox television set kind of thing. Now in color, Magnavox. But nothing too complex going on. Just a very themed grouping of samples and a comfy melody. We also have the next track. Sorry, I was just checking the levels. Oak Moss is the next one. Is that? Yeah. After Light Spout Hollow. Oak Moss brings back in the strings. It has simple lyrics of just growing stronger, getting past loneliness. It's a comforting fireplace and a blanket kind of candor. Next track is Miss Blennerhassett. Kind of feels like an Irish jig vibe, but gives off energy of spending time in crowds, good drinks, good people. Just, you know, yeah, it's got like that atmospheric jolliness of having a go and visit in the tavern after you've been on the wing for so long. The next track is The Milky Way over a Rattling Hope. It's like a floating and fleeting swells in the track that seems like they should be in a Studio Ghibli OST, honestly. Next track is Awpokies, which is more countryside ambient samples with welcoming instrumentation over it. Crocus is a first sort of darker songs on the album. It's more of a degraded television aesthetic like Light Spout, but the melodies get pushed to the point of emphasis and the dying electronic. Feels much more sad, this one does. Next track is Otter Shadows. This one takes the prior sadness of the same television aesthetic and uplifts it back to the springtime new plant growing vibe. So we're in the good moves again. Good moods, good moves. And then next track is Watching Thus, The Heron Is All Pool, which these track names are really interesting. Oh, it's like hailing right now. Sorry, that just threw me off. It's hailing. Watching Thus, The Heron Is All Pool, the hailing is all pool. Final resolve for the album. It starts with some beautiful plucking to match the beginning of the album. Brings in bowed strings, and I'm at home again, cozied up in a blanket. Full circle, perfect ending to an album, brings you right back there. Overall, it's an incredibly comfy album that encapsulates you into the themes of sailing across the countryside through fields and into simpler times. Everything's very warm and inviting from the start to the end. It's got nostalgia, simple times, fun vibes, living, loving, friendliness. These are all here in spades on the album, honestly. I feel like I've been here before, but it's a time and a life long forgot. It's kind of like you feel like you're in like a hobbit hole or something, in like a medieval place, just like an old countryside. These songs could also easily be used as backing for any film soundtrack. They're just very well mixed and produced to tell the story it's going for. So it's mostly just instrumental and ambience, but it tells a story all on its own, honestly. I give it a 8 out of 10. It's a very solid concept piece. Each track makes sense with each other, but it could use a little more variety to go on more of a journey, I'd say, but that still kind of lends to its simplicity as an album. So I feel like the creator just knew exactly what they were trying to go for, and yeah, they just hit that comfort pocket really hard. It doesn't push too many boundaries or anything, but it just sounds great together, and each piece ties in very nicely. So I'm leaving it at a 8. For now, we stayed in the living room metaphorically, but that's also fine. And that's what it's going for. So yeah. Now let's get back into the ending with Octavia. He's coming in hot. We're getting it back into it. Okay. That was a cool review. Ooh, epic. We do have, for closer, we have game and film music recommendations. I have one. Disasterpeace, the Hyper Light Drifter original soundtrack. He also, the guy who did this, Disasterpeace, he did the soundtrack for It Follows, that movie, which is one of my favorite horror movies, and that soundtrack's dope as fuck to listen to too, but I'm just recommending Hyper Light Drifter for this one. It's just really heavy and beautiful synthy bit crush jams, and I play them in the background of my streams every now and then because that doesn't get copyright struck, so check that out. I won't say too much about it, but yeah. Tavi, did you have any game or film music recommendations? Any games that you like the soundtrack to? Anything like that?
I do. I actually have an album kind of recommendation. Molchat Doma's Monument. Very Doomer-like album, as Molchat Doma does. They're a Belarusian band, and everything they sing is in Russian, but definitely gives off that living in a post-Soviet country kind of vibes. They're very popular in Europe, not too popular back here in the States, but I definitely recommend their music.
Word. Is that for a game or just a like an
It's
album
just
recommendation?
an album,
Ooh, you want me to
not
put that
tied
into
to any
the?
game.
Gotcha. Do you want to put that into the album to
Yeah.
review for next time?
Yeah, I can definitely drop the link to the album.
Let's do it. So we'll put that in the description, and if you guys want to listen to that between now and the next episode, it's like a fucking book club, dude. We listen to the album, we talk about it, we say, hey, this is epic, and this is not epic, and
Epic
everything in
beats.
between. Cool beats. Is this like the Doomer
Yeah,
Russian music
it's
kind of
not their
stuff?
most famous album, but it is their newest album.
Word.
They're actually very popular in Europe, but not in their home country.
All very Ruski.
Oh
Monument.
yeah.
I like the album artwork
Oh,
too.
I
It's
think
very
that
Russian.
album artwork is absolutely beautiful.
It's like straight up the things in the fucking Pink Floyd The Wall music video,
Mm-hmm.
but instead of building, that's
Yeah,
fucking cool.
definitely can
Industrial.
tell by that album cover that they are from a post-Soviet country or a country that was formerly in the Soviet Union.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's it. And they're all in all the Russian titles for the songs
Yeah,
and
it is all
tracks.
in Russian.
Word.
They speak absolutely no English.
Have you translated it at all, or?
I have not. Some of them are self-explanatory. Like I believe their third track is called Discotheque, and
Yeah.
I believe that translated is just discotheque.
Oh
Very
yeah.
kind of disco vibes.
Oh, they do like instead of like the Cyrillic alphabet. Is it the Cyrillic for Russian? They have like two
Yes, it is the
versions of.
Cyrillic alphabet.
Yeah, so they have the Cyrillic and then the non-Cyrillic,
hmm
whatever, or
Yeah, what it
Latin
would be
something.
translated into, yeah, Latin like characters we're used to.
Gotcha. Well, cool. We'll listen to that and then we'll report on it next time. We do have, so that's our recommendation. Some outros and plugs. Just keep an eye on the Twitter if you want to see the game dev streams we're doing at Audio Withdrawal. For game scoring, we're building Pavlov maps right now. So check that out. Links in the description. The Twitter has a schedule for that, and when we upload on YouTube, that's all the plugs we really have right now. Tavi, any closing remarks?
Yeah, well, it was just great, really great to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, always a pleasure. We'll probably have Tavi back every now and then, whenever he's free or schedules line up. But yeah, thanks for listening. Y'all are dope as hell. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.